Here's something most people don't want to hear. Your skin after 50 isn't broken. It's just playing by completely different rules than it did 20 years ago. And most of us are still using the playbook from our 30s, wondering why nothing's working. I'm Sarah Ling Miller, and I've spent years figuring out what actually moves the needle on aging skin without requiring a dermatologist on speed dial or a trust fund. You're listening to Luxury Beauty on a Budget podcast. Quick note before we dive in. Everything you're hearing today, the research, the data, the script, is written and fact-checked by real people. The voice delivering it is AI generated, but the content is 100% human verified and put together by actual skincare experts. If you've been listening for a while, seriously, thank you for being here. And if you're brand new, welcome. You picked a good one to start with. We release new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you're never waiting too long for the next one. Today, we're walking through the complete anti-aging skincare checklist for women over 50. Let's jump in. This anti-aging skincare checklist breaks down exactly what you need, how much to use, and what each product actually costs per day. No filler, no 12-step routines you'll abandon by Wednesday. I rebuilt my entire routine after pregnancy melasma and chronic exhaustion taught me that expensive doesn't always mean effective, and complicated definitely doesn't mean better. This checklist focuses on products that deliver measurable results without requiring you to wake up at 5 in the morning just to apply them all. Now, let's talk about your morning routine. You've got 15 minutes max. Your morning routine should protect and prep. That's it. You're not fixing damage before 9 a.m., you're preventing it. First up, a gentle pH-balanced cleanser. Skip anything that strips your skin squeaky clean. After 50, your sebum production drops by roughly 60%. So that tight feeling, that's barrier damage, not cleanliness. Look for cleansers with a pH between 4.5 and 5.5 and glycerin in the top 5 ingredients. CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser costs around 30 cents per use and contains ceramides at effective concentrations. Takes 45 seconds, works on wet skin while you're half asleep. Next, Vitamin C Serum. This is your morning workhorse for brightening and collagen synthesis. L-ascorbic acid at 15% concentration shows statistically significant improvement in photoaging after 12 weeks, but only if the pH is below 3.5 and it's packaged in opaque, airless bottles. The timeless 20% vitamin C plus E ferulic acid serum runs about 83 cents per application, that's 4 to 5 drops, and uses the same stabilizing formula as luxury alternatives that cost $166 per ounce. Stored in your fridge. Oxidized vitamin C, the yellow-orange stuff, is useless. I keep mine next to the creamer. If I'm grabbing coffee anyway, I'm grabbing my serum. Moving on to peptide eye cream. The skin around your eyes is 40% thinner than the rest of your face and loses elasticity faster. You need peptides, specifically palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7, that's Matricil 3000, or acetyl hexapeptide 8, also called arginine, at 3 to 10% concentration. These signal collagen production without the irritation retinol causes in this delicate area. Budget pick, the Inky List Caffeine Eye Cream, around 27 cents per use. Combines 1% caffeine for immediate depuffing with peptides for long-term firmness. Pat it on with your ring finger while waiting for coffee to brew. Here's the big one. Broad spectrum SPF 50 plus sunscreen. Let's be real, this is the only product that actually prevents aging. Everything else is damage control. You need mineral filters, zinc oxide 15 to 25% or titanium oxide 10 to 20%, or newer chemical filters like Tinosorb S or Uvenyl A+, that cover the full UVA spectrum. Korean formulations lead here. Apply a 1/4 teaspoon for your face, about a nickel-sized blob. Reapply every 2 hours if you're outdoors. At around 40 cents per application, this is the cheapest anti-aging product you'll ever use. I keep a tube in my car, one in my purse, one at my desk. The best sunscreen is the one you'll actually reapply. Next is your antioxidant moisturizer. After 50, your skin needs humectants like glycerin and hyaluronic acid to pull in moisture, emollients like squalene and ceramides to seal it, and antioxidants like niacinamide and green tea extract to neutralize free radicals. Look for 5 to 10% niacinamide. It reduces hyperpigmentation, strengthens barrier function, and regulates oil production. The Olay Regenerist Microsculpting Cream contains approximately 4 to 5% niacinamide plus peptides at around 50 cents per use. That's a pea-sized amount. Manufactured in the same facilities that produce prestige brands, but costs $1.67 per ounce versus $12 plus for luxury alternatives. Takes 30 seconds to absorb, plays well under makeup, won't pill. Don't forget lip treatment with SPF 30+. Your lips don't produce melanin. They're just perpetually sunburned by age 50 if you've skipped this step. You need occlusive protection, petrolatum, lanolin, dimethicone, plus SPF. Neutrogena Norwegian Formula Lip Moisturizer SPF 15 runs about 4 cents per application, but honestly, bump up to SPF 30+ if you're outdoors. Reapply after coffee, after lunch, and anytime you catch your reflection looking parched. And here's what most people skip: neck and chest treatment. Your neck shows age faster than your face because the skin is thinner, and you've probably ignored it for decades. Whatever you put on your face goes on your neck and chest, every single product, but add a dedicated treatment with 0.5 to 1% retinol or 2 to 5% glycolic acid, specifically formulated for this area. Alpha Skincare Renewal Body Lotion, 12% glycolic acid, manufactured in the US, costs around 33 cents per application and covers neck to décolletage. Apply it at night 3 times per week to start. I'm not going to lie to you, I forgot about my neck until my second pregnancy, when I looked down at my daughter and saw crepe-textured skin staring back at me in the mirror. Alright, now let's get into your evening repair routine. This takes 20 minutes max. Your nighttime routine does the heavy lifting: cell turnover, collagen synthesis, barrier repair. This is where you use actives that make skin temporarily sensitive to sun. Start with an oil-based cleanser or micellar water. Double cleansing removes sunscreen and makeup without stripping your barrier. Start with an oil-based cleanser containing caprylic triglyceride, safflower oil, or jojoba oil, or micellar water if you're too exhausted for 2 steps. The ordinary squalene cleanser costs around 20 cents per pump, emulsifies with water, and won't leave residue. Takes 60 seconds. Massage it in while you decompress from the day. Then, hit it again with your second cleanse. Use the same gentle cleanser from morning to remove the oil cleanser and any remaining debris. 30 seconds, done. Your skin should feel clean but not tight. If it feels squeaky, your cleanser is too harsh. Now we get to the gold standard, retinoid treatment. This is tretinoin at 0.025 to 0.1%, or a retinol alternative. This is the only topical ingredient with decades of peer-reviewed research showing it increases collagen production, accelerates cell turnover, and reduces fine lines. Prescription tretinoin, that's Retin-A, at 0.025 to 0.05% is most effective, but over-the-counter retinol at 0.3 to 1% or retinaldehyde at 0.05 to 0.1% work if you can't access a dermatologist. Start with retinol twice per week. Build to nightly over 12 weeks. Apply it to completely dry skin, wait 20 minutes after cleansing, use a pea-sized amount for your entire face, and expect flaking for the first month. The Versed Press Restart Gentle Retinol Serum, around 50 cents per use, contains 0.3% encapsulated retinol, and it's a good entry point. I apply mine during the 10 p.m. commercial break while pretending I'm not falling asleep on the couch. Retinol causes temporary dryness, redness, and flaking. That's normal. What's not normal: burning, persistent irritation, or breakouts that last beyond 6 weeks. Scale back if you hit that point. Layer your peptide or growth factor serum 5 to 10 minutes after retinol. Copper peptides, that's GHKCU, matrixyl peptides, or epidermal growth factors, EGF, at 0.1 to 2% concentrations, signal fibroblasts to produce collagen. The ordinary buffet plus copper peptides 1% costs around 90 cents per use and contains multiple peptide chains at effective molecular weights, that's under 500 Daltons for penetration. Then, apply hyaluronic acid serum on damp skin. This is critical. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant that pulls moisture from the environment into your skin. If your skin is dry or the air is dry, it'll pull moisture out of your deeper skin layers, making dehydration worse. Look for multiple molecular weights. High molecular weight, 1,000 to 2,000 kDa, sits on the surface for immediate plumping, while low molecular weight, 5 to 50 kDa, penetrates deeper. The Hade Labo Gokujun Premium Lotion, around 30 cents per use, contains 5 HA weights and dries down in under a minute. Seal everything with a rich night cream or facial oil. After 50, you need heavier textures than you did at 30. Your ceramide production has declined, so you're supplementing it topically. Look for ceramide-dominant formulas, ceramides 1, 3, 6, 2, in a 1:1:1 ratio with cholesterol and fatty acids, or squalene-based oils. CeraVe Skin Renewing Night Cream, around 60 cents per use, contains peptides, niacinamide, and the full ceramide complex. La Roche-Posay Cicaplast B5, around 80 cents per use, adds panthenol for barrier repair and works beautifully over retinol on flaky nights. Don't skip your overnight lip mask. Your lips repair themselves overnight but need occlusion to prevent transepidermal water loss. Lanolips 101 ointment, that's medical-grade lanolin, or Aquaphor Healing Ointment, petrolatum-based, run about 8 cents per application and create a physical barrier. Wake up with softer lips than you've had in years. And hand and cuticle cream. Your hands give away your age faster than anything else. They're constantly exposed, frequently washed, and rarely treated. Use the same products you'd use on your face: retinol, niacinamide, peptides, SPF during the day. At night, apply a heavy hand cream. Look for urea at 10 to 20% for exfoliation plus intense hydration, and sleep in cotton gloves once a week. Eucerin Advanced Repair Hand Cream, around 15 cents per use, 5% urea, absorbs in under a minute, and doesn't leave grease on your phone screen. Now let's talk about weekly treatment boosters. These take 10 to 20 minutes each. Your core routine covers daily maintenance, but these weekly treatments accelerate results. Pick one or two. You don't need all of them. First, chemical exfoliant. That's an AHA or BHA treatment. Glycolic acid at 5 to 10% or lactic acid at 5 to 12% remove dead skin cells, brighten hyperpigmentation, and improve product penetration. Use it 2 to 3 times per week on non-retinol nights. The ordinary lactic acid 10% plus HA, around 30 cents per use, is gentle enough for sensitive skin and manufactured in Canada under the same standards as medical-grade peels. Apply it to dry skin, wait 10 minutes, then proceed with serums. Don't use chemical exfoliants and retinol on the same night unless you enjoy looking like a molting reptile. Sheet masks or hydrogel masks deliver concentrated actives in an occlusive environment. Your skin can't evaporate the serum, so penetration increases. Look for niacinamide, peptides, ceramides, or hyaluronic acid. Korean sheet masks run $1 to $3 per mask. MetaHeal NMF Intensive Hydrating Mask, around $1.50, contains sodium hyaluronate and ceramides, and it's my go-to during red-eye flights or post-deadline crashes. Use it after cleansing, leave on for 15 to 20 minutes, then massage in the remaining serum. No rinsing required. Facial massage, just 5 minutes. Manual lymphatic drainage reduces puffiness and may improve product absorption. Use your favorite facial oil and follow this simple protocol. Light upward strokes from center of face outward, gentle pressure on lymph nodes below your ears and along your jawline. Doesn't cost anything, takes 5 minutes while listening to a podcast. LED light therapy, 10 to 20 minutes, 3 to 5 times per week. Red light at 630 to 660 nanometers stimulates fibroblasts and increases collagen synthesis. Near infrared at 810 to 850 nanometers penetrates deeper for cellular repair. Clinical studies show improvement in fine lines and elasticity after 12 weeks of consistent use. At-home devices like Current Body Skin LED Mask deliver clinically effective wavelengths. That's around $3 per use when you calculate the upfront cost spread over 2 years. Use it while answering emails or watching TV. It's genuinely passive. And retinol body treatment. Everything aging on your face is aging on your body. You just can't see it under clothing. Apply a retinol body lotion, 0.1 to 0.5% retinol, to arms, legs, chest, and hands once or twice per week. The Versed Press Restart Gentle Retinol Body Lotion, around 40 cents per use, manufactured in South Korea. Or CeraVe Skin Renewing Retinol Body Cream, around 35 cents per use. Both work. I do this Sunday nights after a shower, then watch something terrible on TV while waiting for it to absorb. Let's break down the must-have active ingredients, what to actually look for. Your routine should include at least 3 of these 5 categories. More isn't better. Strategic layering is. Retinoids, those are vitamin A derivatives. Tretinoin, prescription, 0.025 to 0.1%. Most effective, requires dermatologist. Retinaldehyde, over-the-counter, 0.05 to 0.1%, converts to retinolic acid in 1 step, less irritation. Retinol, over-the-counter, 0.3 to 1%, converts in 2 steps, widely available. Bakuchiol, that's a plant alternative, 0.5 to 2%, no photosensitivity, gentler but less research. Start low, go slow. Your skin will adjust, but it takes 12 weeks minimum to see results. Peptides are collagen signaling molecules. Matrixyl 3000, that's palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7, plus palmitoyl oligopeptide 3 to 8%, reduces fine lines. Matrixyl synth 6, palmitoyl tripeptide 38, 2%, stimulates collagen 6. Argireline, acetylhexapeptide 8, 5 to 10%, topical Botox for expression lines. Copper peptides, GHK, Cu, 0.1 to 2%, wound healing and collagen synthesis. Molecular weight matters. Peptides must be under 500 Daltons to penetrate intact. Antioxidants are free radical neutralizers. Vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid, 10 to 20%, morning application, pH under 3.5. Vitamin E, tocopherol, 1 to 5%, stabilizes vitamin C, lipid protection. Ferulic acid, 0.5 to 1%, boosts C plus E effectiveness by 8 times. Niacinamide, vitamin B3, 5 to 10%, brightening, barrier repair, anti-inflammatory. Resveratrol, 1 to 3%, anti-inflammatory, limited penetration data. The C plus E plus ferulic acid combination is backed by decades of research and is worth the investment, or DIY replication with budget serums. Humectants are water-binding molecules. Hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate, multiple molecular weights, 1 to 2%. Glycerin, 5 to 10%, pulls moisture from environment and deeper skin layers. Panthenol, provitamin B5, 2 to 5%, hydration plus anti-inflammatory. Beta-glucan, 0.5 to 2%, soothing, moisture retention. Always apply humectants to damp skin and seal with an occlusive in low humidity environments. Exfoliants are cell turnover accelerators. Glycolic acid, that's an AHA, 5 to 10%, smallest molecule, deepest penetration, most irritating. Lactic acid, AHA, 5 to 12%, larger molecule, gentler, hydrating. Mandelic acid, AHA, 5 to 10%, largest molecule, best for sensitive or darker skin tones. Salicylic acid, BHA, 0.5 to 2%, oil-soluble, works in pores, anti-inflammatory. Use acids 2 to 3 times per week on non-retinol nights. Now let's talk budget allocation strategy, where to spend and where to save. Let's be real, you don't have unlimited money or unlimited face space. This is how I'd allocate a monthly skincare budget at 3 different tiers, focusing on cost per use and performance metrics. Tier 1, Essential Foundation, $50 to $75 per month. Cleanser, $10 to $12, generic brand, pH balanced, ceramides or glycerin. Target or Walmart store brands work. Lasts 3 to 4 months. Prescription tretinoin, $15 to $30 with insurance. This is your only non-negotiable splurge. Generic adapalene, that's Differin, is over the counter for around $12 if you can't access a prescription. SPF 50 plus sunscreen, $12 to $18. Korean or Australian formulations for better texture. Lasts 2 to 3 months with daily use. Basic moisturizer, $12 to $18. CeraVe, Eucerin, or Vanicream with ceramides and niacinamide. Lasts 2 to 3 months. This covers the 4 pillars: cleanse, protect, repair with retinoid, seal. Everything else is optimization. Tier 2, Performance Boost, $100 to $150 per month. Add to Tier 1, Vitamin C Serum, $20 to $30. Timeless, Matte Hippie, or The Ordinary. Lasts 2 to 3 months. Peptide Serum, $15 to $25. The Ordinary, The Inculist, or Good Molecules. Lasts 2 to 3 months. Eye Cream, $12 to $20. Peptides or caffeine-based. Lasts 3 to 4 months. Chemical Exfoliant, $10 to $15. Glycolic or lactic acid treatment. Lasts 3 to 4 months. This tier accelerates visible results: brighter skin, fewer fine lines, better texture, without requiring a second mortgage. Tier 3, Advanced Protocol, $200 to $250 per month. Add to Tier 2, Growth Factor or Bioregenerative Serum, $40 to $60. EGF, Stem Cell Extracts, or PDRN, lasts 2 months. LED Light Therapy Device, $300 to $400 upfront, $3 per use over 2 years. Current Body, Dr. Dennis Gross, or Omnilux. Professional Grade Peel Pads, $25 to $35. Pre-soaked glycolic or lactic acid treatment, lasts 2 months. Specialty treatments, $30 to $50. Net cream, hand cream, overnight masks, lasts 3 to 3 months. This is where you see results that make people ask what you've had done. It's not surgery, it's strategic, consistent actives at effective concentrations. Here's your streamlined checklist to screenshot and stick on your bathroom mirror. Morning, 15 minutes. Gentle pH balance cleanser, 45 seconds. Vitamin C serum on damp skin, 4 to 5 drops, 1 minute. Peptide eye cream, 2 dots per eye, 30 seconds. Antioxidant moisturizer with niacinamide, pea-sized, 1 minute. SPF 50 plus sunscreen, face and neck, nickel-sized blob, 1 minute. Lip balm with SPF 30 plus, 5 seconds. Evening, 20 minutes. Oil cleanser or micellar water, 1 minute. Second cleanse with gentle cleanser, 45 seconds. Wait 20 minutes for skin to dry completely. Retinoid on dry skin, face and neck, pea-sized, 1 minute. Wait 5 to 10 minutes. Peptide or growth factor serum, 4 to 5 drops, 1 minute. Hyaluronic acid serum on damp skin, 3 to 4 drops, 1 minute. Rich night cream or facial oil, dime-sized, 1 minute. Hand cream with retinol or urea, quarter-sized, 30 seconds. Overnight lip mask, 1 swipe, 5 seconds. Weekly boosters, pick 1 or 2. Chemical exfoliant 2 to 3 times per week, non-retinol nights. Sheet mask 1 to 2 times per week, 15 to 20 minutes. LED light therapy 3 to 5 times per week, 10 to 20 minutes. Facial massage with oil 2 to 3 times per week, 5 minutes. Retinol body treatment 1 to 2 times per week after shower. Non-negotiables: SPF every single day, even indoors near windows. Retinoid at least 3 times per week, billed to nightly. Products applied to neck, chest, and hands, not just face. Let's hit some frequently asked questions. What's the minimum anti-aging skincare routine for women over 50 if I only have 5 minutes? Cleanser, prescription tretinoin or 0.5% plus retinol, moisturizer with SPF 50 in the morning. Cleanser, tretinoin or retinol, heavy moisturizer at night. That's it. 4 products, 5 minutes twice a day, and you've covered the only topical ingredients with decades of clinical evidence for reversing photoaging, retinoids, and sun protection. Everything else, peptides, vitamin C, acids, accelerates results, but isn't essential if you're genuinely time-constrained. How long before I see results from an anti-aging skincare routine over 50? Hydration improvements, plumper, dewier skin, show up in 3 to 7 days from humectants like hyaluronic acid. Brightening from vitamin C or niacinamide takes 4 to 8 weeks. Retinoids require 12 to 16 weeks minimum for visible reduction in fine lines and texture improvement because you're literally increasing cell turnover and collagen synthesis. That's a slow biological process. Peptides and growth factors show measurable changes at 8 to 12 weeks. If you're not seeing anything by week 16, either your concentrations are too low, you're not applying products correctly, or your expectations don't match what topicals can deliver. They won't erase deep wrinkles or jowls. That's filler and thread territory.
Do I need separate day and night creams after 50, or can I use the same moisturizer? You can absolutely use the same moisturizer morning and night if it contains SPF 30 plus for day and is rich enough for overnight repair. But honestly, most SPF moisturizers aren't hydrating enough for nighttime after 50, and most night creams are too heavy under makeup. The better strategy, one hydrating moisturizer with niacinamide and ceramides used day and night, plus a separate dedicated SPF 50 plus sunscreen for morning and a separate occlusive treatment, facial oil or heavier cream, for nighttime. You'll get better performance and spend less per ounce than buying 2 mediocre day/night products that don't excel at either job. Final thoughts. Your anti-aging skincare routine doesn't need to be complicated or expensive. It needs to be strategic. Focus on the non-negotiables: retinoids, SPF, antioxidants. Invest in active concentrations that work and ignore anything that promises overnight miracles. I'm not going to promise you'll look 30 again, but I will promise that consistent use of effective actives at the right concentrations will give you brighter, firmer, more even-toned skin than you've had in years, and it won't require quitting your job or refinancing your house. Start with the essentials, add boosters as your budget and skin tolerance allow, and give it 16 weeks before you decide what's working. Your skin didn't age overnight. It won't reverse overnight either, but it will respond to science, patience, and products that actually contain what they claim on the label. Now, go screenshot that final checklist before you forget where you put your coffee. That's it for today's episode of Luxury Beauty on a Budget podcast. Thanks for listening all the way through. New episodes come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you've always got something to look forward to. If this one helped you out, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a 5-star rating and a quick review. It's honestly the best way for other people to find the show, and it makes a huge difference. And hit subscribe or follow so you get notified the second a new episode drops. I'll catch you in the next one.